Hey, my name is Andy, and I'm making this video to talk to you a little bit about the history of a company I started years ago called 9010 Brand. And it's taken me a really long time to make this video because honestly, 9010 Brand closing really hurt. And it hurt for a really long time. And part of what I've been experiencing in the last few years is watching the continuation of things that we helped start or that we were a part of in the process and help accelerate or even in some cases bring to the market. And I see that out in marketing and advertising, social media space, TV, at the grocery store. Like, oh my gosh, this stuff's like all around me, and it's hard sometimes to come to grips with the fact that you had a part in something, but you're not part of it anymore. And that's really what this video is about. 9010 Brand was an apparel branding company that I had started out of a concept, and I'll talk more about the concept and what its original intention was supposed to be, because what it became is something different. So today I'm going to talk about what it was. And what it was is we provided wholesale apparel goods to brands, companies, nonprofits, celebrities, some YouTubers, that kind of thing, where they were selling to their audience base hats and shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, general apparel. And what became obvious to us is that when people's initial need was to just need like t-shirts printed or something like that, what they really also needed was media services. They needed overall branding. They needed messaging to be on point. They needed to have a message. And then those things needed to coincide and coalesce and play nice with the other elements of the design, the color selection, the price, the audience. And rather than that client having to go to 8, 9, 10 different places to get a design, and then shirts made, and then hats embroidered, and then a website made, an online store, a shipping company that can drop ship things, and then a video team, and then a photographer, and we're like, well, let's just package all that stuff and let's just do that ourselves. And that's what 9010 Brand became. In doing so, 9010 Brand afforded me a lot of really cool opportunities. I met some amazing people because of 9010 Brand. We were picked one year to do the t-shirts for the LT 5K, which is LaDainian Tomlinson's 5K that he used to do here in San Diego. I got to meet Jerry Rice once, and that was really cool. Grew up watching him play football, and all of a sudden I'm at this fundraiser standing next to him taking a picture with him. It was really cool. Then our most kind of publicly known client was Canelo Alvarez, who is the world famous boxer. And that actually came about because the person that he had in charge of securing apparel for an upcoming fight was turned away somewhere else and hightailed it back here to San Diego. And we were introduced because of some connections other people had made for us on social media. So with that brand, ended up going from just design and production to getting it into the market, and then we expanded the team, and I involved some other artists, friends of mine who have their own brand, and we kind of put all of our Avengers Assemble kind of team, and we brought all the best players we could together, and that went really good for quite a while. Then that kind of also got the attention of Diamond Gear, which is a lesser known brand to most of you, but it is run by Kennard Jones and his wife Anisha Gwynn. Anisha is Tony Gwynn's daughter, and Tony Gwynn literally was my childhood sports idol. I'm right-handed, I throw right-handed, but my dad literally taught me to bat left-handed specifically because of Tony Gwynn. And when we went to Padre games, I went to go watch Tony Gwynn. That's who I watched. I had more Tony Gwynn baseball cards than any other baseball cards. I traded other stuff that was more valuable because I wanted Tony Gwynn baseball cards. And I found myself in a position at 9010 Brand where here we are working with their family and their son-in-law Kennard to help bring his brand back into the marketplace, or at least recreate and refresh it a little bit. And kudos to them for trusting us at that time when we were also doing Canelo. And then we also took on a General Motors account where we were working with a licensee to create hats and t-shirt designs to get approved by General Motors for Corvette and Camaro, Chevy Racing. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's awesome, but man, it's crazy this is all happening. And when I ended up getting sick at the end of 2017, things had already, like, there are already some warning signs that, like, oh my gosh, this isn't working the way we thought it would or should. There were a lot of changes, and you know, I ended up having to close everything, and I lost everything in that. I mean, literally, I lost everything in the business, all the money I had, all the money that I was owed and still hadn't, you know, collected yet. There was a time when I was, you know, we were moving out of the house we had, and I got served right in front of my kids, and like I almost broke down and cried in the driveway because I was so upset. Like, I literally got served court papers in front of my house. And it was a big learning lesson. It sucked because it was a situation we put ourselves in with a trusted client, and then we leveraged our line of credit to help them, and then it was slow to be reciprocated financially, and then we ended up not being able to pay back because I had to close the company, and then I ended up personally being liable for that, and that was really devastating. That hurt a lot. And so recently, in the last couple of years, you know, I see things out and about that we were part of, or that we had a hand in the beginning, or in the, you know, mid stages of getting it to the market. And honestly, for a long time, I had a hard time seeing, you know, the Canelo display ads at Walmart next to the Tecate, you know, beer stack. And I had a hard time seeing the commercials for the fight. I haven't even watched a fight of his in 2.5 years. Like, I see the highlights and stuff on ESPN and all that, but it doesn't bother me. It used to bother me, and that's why I'm making this now. Is that, like, all that used to bother me because it was something I really cherished. It was a time in my life I really cherished, and a time I really had a lot of fun, and a time where I finally felt that, like, oh my gosh, we're actually doing things at the level that I know we were capable of doing, that I know we were competent in doing, and it actually had an impact and a layer, a standard of credibility that I had wanted for the company, but hadn't had until that time. And so, like, I felt like, oh, we actually reached that, like, summit of where I wanted to get of authority in the marketplace, position in the marketplace, credibility, trustworthiness, and execution. And now, that's not to say that there aren't hard days and things don't go bad. There was tons of stuff that went bad, but the job is to make it good, finish it on time, and get it to where it's supposed to be, and then get it done and do it well. So all that is to say that you know, the whole 90-10 burning down and being closed was very difficult on me, and for a while it was hard for me to see all this stuff out in the marketplace. And every once in a while, I'm still here in town, I'll see someone in Eastlake that's got a shirt or a hat or something that we made, and I'm like, oh man, that's cool to still see that out there. It definitely doesn't bother me now like it used to, but a lot of you didn't know that. A lot of you, there's of course those of you who are on the team with me, those of you who helped kind of foster the relationships, and you came to 90-10 brand, and you were either working with us, helping us in the warehouse late at night, or you were doing creative content with us, or you interned with us. You know, there's a big handful of you guys, and that was really cool. There's a lot of you who don't know me, or you're learning about me now, or we've recently just met, and you don't know this is part of my past, but this is a season in my life that I've come through. And that certainly does not affect me the way it used to. But for quite a while, about a year, almost a year and a half, like, it was really devastating for me to watch all these things happening around me still, but feel like I was on the outside looking in. So that is the part of the 90-10 brand story I wanted to share today. Oh, you know what? I mentioned in my post when I said I was going to make this video that I'd explain how the whole Mario Lopez thing happened. So anyways, long story short is that, you know, Canelo Alvarez, Mario Lopez, Adrian Gonzalez, all these guys they're friends. They know each other. And Mario's been a long-time boxer. Adrian Gonzalez has been a boxer. They've boxed together. And someone who I know here in town, my good friend Ray Diaz, is actually a relative of Mario Lopez. And when we had been working on the Canelo Alvarez account, I said, hey, will you give this stuff to Mario Lopez and just give it to him? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Well, unbeknownst to me, Mario Lopez got that stuff, threw it on, and then, like, you know, took a picture and put it out on Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is totally crazy. So that's where that picture of Mario Lopez and his wife with the Canelo gear came on. And that was version 1 of all the Canelo stuff. A lot of things came after that, but that was version 1 just what we had to do to get something to the market after they got bailed on at the very beginning. So that's where that came from. And there will be more 90-10 stories later. We have plenty of weekend reviews. We got plenty of behind the scenes footage of us doing funny and silly stuff at the office and having a really good time while we did what we were supposed to do. But that's all for now. Thanks for listening to this brief little story about 90-10, and we'll have more for you later. Thanks.